Prospective home buyers have been asking me about the possibility of a recession and how it's going to affect the housing market. And I have to be brutally frank with you here. There's a lot of misconception and misinformation surrounding a recession and the housing market. Look, don't get me wrong, a recession is definitely scary, but not so much for the housing market. Everywhere you look, people are talking about it. And if you're planning to buy or sell a house, this may leave you wondering if your plans are still wise to move. And I get it, it's a major decision, right? Let me help ease your mind. Here are what experts are saying. If we do officially enter a recession, it'll be a mild and short one. As the Federal Reserve explained in their March meeting, the staff's projection at the time of the March meeting included a mild recession starting later this year, with recovery over the subsequent 2 years. While a recession may be on the horizon, it won't be one for the housing market record books, like the crash of 2008. What we have to remember is that a recession doesn't always lead to a housing crisis. To prove it, let's look at historical data of what happened in real estate during the previous recessions. That way you know why you shouldn't be afraid of a recession and what could it mean for the housing market today. A recession doesn't mean falling home prices. To show that home prices don't fall every time there's a recession, it helps to turn to historical data. As the graph here illustrates, looking at recessions going all the way back to 1980, home prices appreciated in 4 of the last 6 recessions. So historically, when the economy slows down, it doesn't mean that home values will always fall. Most people remember the housing crisis in 2008. That's the larger of the 2 red bars here. And they think another recession will be a repeat of what happened in the housing market then. But today's housing market isn't about to crash because the fundamentals of the market are different than they were back in 2008. Back then, one of the big reasons why prices fell was because there was a surplus of homes for sale at the same time distressed properties flooded the market. Today, not only is the number of homes for sale low, distressed sales are also very low. So while home prices may see slight declines in some areas and slight gains in others, a crash simply isn't in the cards. A recession means falling mortgage rates. What a recession really means for the housing market is falling mortgage rates. As the graph here shows, historically, each time the economy slowed down, mortgage rates decreased. As Bankrate explains, mortgage rates typically fall during an economic slowdown. During a traditional recession, the Fed will usually lower interest rates. This creates an incentive for people to spend money and stimulate the economy. It also typically leads to more affordable mortgage rates, which leads to more opportunity for home buyers. This year, mortgage rates have been quite volatile as they've responded to high inflation. The 30-year mortgage rate has hovered between 6% and 7% roughly, and that's impacted affordability for many potential home buyers. But if there's a recession, history tells us that mortgage rates may fall below that threshold, even though the days of 3% are behind us. Bottom line, you don't need to fear what a recession means for the housing market.